Yo boys, it's Dan. Welcome back to the Premier League prediction videos. We have game week 29 after the moving of the bottom of that bottom 8 on the weekend. What will happen in game week 29? There's not as many bottom of the table clashes, but there is one big game down the bottom. Two more managers have lost their jobs. We will discuss that and a lot more, and some guests as well. Find out what happens in the Premier League game week 29. Smash that like and subscribe, and let's get into game week 29 of the Premier League. And we start off with Manchester United versus Everton. Now, we start off with a juicy game on Saturday at 12:30 kick-off, boys. This is Manchester United, which we need to win this game. After losing to Newcastle, as time of filming this, we play Brighton Hove Albion, which not Brighton, Brentford. We need to win that as well if we have any chance of getting back into our top four hopes again. And I mean, Everton should be pretty darn easy to win this game. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Manchester United in this game. But we're going to have one or two guests. We've got Josh, and we might have Ollie as well doing it as well. So, boys, go.
Yo, Dan's channel. It is so good to be back. And we are here for another Premier League predictions video. I've got to film it quickly for Daniel tomorrow, and I am filming this at like 2 in the morning, so I can't be too loud, but I think you guys will hear me still. So yeah, football's getting interesting as a Spurs fan. We started reasonably well, and now we're out of the cups, and we're probably not going to get top four now. Everything's going wrong for us, but I'm still enjoying the football. It's mad as it is every year, and I'm excited. So let's get in with the predictions. Manchester United at home against Everton, 12:30 kick-off on Saturday, and obviously there's a rivalry between Spurs, Newcastle and Tottenham to get top four, and they're above us. I think they're third or fourth, but it is very close, but they do have a game in hand, and they started the season like dodgy with the 4-0 Brentford and all that, but since then they've really come together and they've got a solid team, not for like the league at the moment, but maybe they'll get there at some point. They've got Rashford, they've just got a very solid team. And I think they're going to beat Everton. Everton are trying to fight for survival. And I really don't know if they'll do it or not. But in this game, I'm going to go for Manchester United 2, Everton 0.
Thank you, lads. Now we move to Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Now, Forest are still in that relegation fight. And Aston Villa, when they sacked Steven Gerrard, they were in that bottom half of the table. Now they're in a European spot in 7th. What a job Unai Emery is doing at that club. He is salvaging I don't know what from this club. He's the best in this team. Ollie Watkins is firing on all cylinders. I don't know what he's been doing, Ollie Watkins, but he's been doing something absolutely incredible. He is a man on a mission at the moment, Ollie Watkins isn't. And Forest, their away form isn't as good as their home form. That's something we can say about Nottingham Forest, is their away form isn't as good as their home form. But Forest need it. I'm going to go 2-0 2-0. I mean, you can't look much past Villa. So 2-0 Aston Villa in this game at home. And the boys, what are you saying in this game?
Aston Villa at home against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham obviously new to the Premier League and they're fighting for relegation, or fighting for survival, sorry. And they were near the bottom most of the season, but they're above the relegation zone now. They're getting a few wins. Obviously they spent all that money. Villa have been sensational. After they sacked Gerrard, they've been on an amazing run, and they're I think 7th at the moment. I don't think they'll get Europe, but they're going to get a top 10 for sure. And you know what, because they're doing so well and they're winning so much, normally I'd say they'd win this game comfortably, but purely because they're completely calm now in the middle and Nottingham need it more, and I do think they'll stay up. I'm going to go for a little shock result because Nottingham need it more than Villa. Villa aren't stressed. Nottingham are. So I think this is going to be a thrilling game with goals, and I think 3-2 to Nottingham away from home against Villa.
Now we move to Brentford versus Newcastle. Now, Newcastle did beat Manchester United on the weekend by 2-0, annoyingly. And Brentford. Brentford and Brighton played out a monstrous 3-3 draw at what let's go. Those two teams. They're in that top half. I thought Newcastle are third at the moment, could be fourth, but they'll be fourth. They're gonna be, Newcastle are fourth at the moment. It's a close one. I think. I'm gonna go with an interesting 2-2 draw between Brighton and Brentford. And the boys, what are you saying in this game?
Brentford at home against Newcastle. I'll be a Brentford fan in this game. Like, Brentford are not a million miles away from Spurs. They're challenging for Europe. I think they'll just fall short, but they could get 7th Conference League. They could get 8th. I'm not sure. But Brentford have been sick. Ivan Toney, they've got a really good team. And obviously Newcastle are like 3rd or 4th at the moment. They're above Tottenham, and we're trying to chase them for top 4, and we can catch them. I'm not sure if we will, though. I really need Brentford to do me a favour here. I don't think Brentford will win. Newcastle are just so good at the moment, but I'm going to have confidence in Brentford's very good form against top sides, this season. And I don't think Brentford will win, but I don't think they'll lose either. I think it will be a Brentford 1, Newcastle 1.
And we move to Fulham versus West Ham. Now, West Ham need it. Fulham are in that top half fight, in that European fight. West Ham, they beat Southampton, which claws them a little bit more. It claws them a bit out of the relegation fight. But any team, you win one game, you're 13th. If you win a game, you're the table. It's up and down a bit. And Fulham, Alexander Mitrovic has been given an 8-game ban of suspension for his push on. I don't know who the referee was in that game. In the FA Cup, for pushing referee, and it won't cost them anything. They're still a very good team for them. And I will say that it will be West Ham will be high on confidence. 1-0 to Fulham. 1-0 West Ham, or 1-0 to West Ham United. And the boys, what are you saying in this game?
Fulham against West Ham, and West Ham just lost 5-1 at home to Newcastle. They've obviously got good players in attacking midfield, but not good enough, and their defence is shocking. They could easily go down, and I think they could, but they're too big, aren't they? Their stadium and the size of their club, you can't see them going down, so I don't think they'll go down, but it will be close. I don't think they're going to win against Fulham, because Fulham have been so good this season. Mitrovic has been good even though he's got the ban, but they've got a great squad with a great balance of players, and they haven't spent money like they did a couple of years ago. They've actually been careful with the money this time, and it's paid off. And I think Fulham won't catch Spurs, but they're just below us. So I hope they don't do too well. But I think they're going to win. I think they're going to beat West Ham 2-1.
And we move to the only game down the bottom of the table, which is Leicester City versus Bournemouth. Now, Leicester City parted company. Sacked Brendan Rodgers after a 2-0 defeat they had to Crystal Palace on the weekend. Yes, he was. To be fair, they're in that relegation fight. They're not doing that. We're in that relegation fight at the moment. And Bournemouth, not doing that well. Again, in that relegation fight again, and I'm going to say it. I could see this game in a draw, 0-0 draw between these two teams. And the boys, what are you saying in this game?
Leicester against Bournemouth. Now, with Leicester winning the Premier League and the FA Cup, it's shocking where they are now. They've got Vardy, Barnes, Maddison, all those good players, but their defence must be shocking. They're in the bottom three at the moment, but I don't think they'll stay there. I think they will stay up. And they're playing Bournemouth, and Bournemouth keep seeming to lose the game, then win, lose, win, lose, win. They're not drawing a lot, they're losing, but then they're winning games. And they're out the relegation zone at the moment. I think it's close though. It's close with like 7 teams in the bottom half, so it is what it is. But I still think Bournemouth will go down. I don't think their team is strong enough, but fair play, they're doing all right. But I think this is the game where Leicester bounce back. I really do, because the attack they've got is amazing. They always seem to concede, so I'm going to go for a 4-1 Leicester win here.
And we move to Tottenham Hotspur versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, Tottenham Hotspur need it, but so Brighton are in this top half fight. So are Spurs. Anything can go in this team. Spurs after drawing to Everton 1-0, I can't see much getting past Brighton, who are, let's say, really well established. Like, under Potter they were good, but under Bruno De Zerbi they are playing some good stuff at the moment. And I'm going to say that it will be a win to Brighton. Sorry, Josh, 2-1. Sorry, Josh and Ollie, what are you saying in this game?
Tottenham against Brighton. Now, we started the season reasonable. We were in the top 4. We're 5th now. We're 5th, we've dropped out, and we're shocking. We're out of all the cups. Conte's been sacked, our manager. The owners don't know what they're doing. All of our players, we need to sell like half our team. It's just shocking at the moment. I think we've got a chance to get top 4. We're in the hunt, but I do not think we're going to get it. I think we'll secure 5th or 6th. And it's Europa League, and I'll take it because that's where we're at the moment. People have too much expectations, but just because we came close to winning the league, like, people have expectations of us. We're not that good. We need to, rebuild our squad and get another manager. And away from home, bloody hell, we've been shocking away from home recently. But at home, for some reason, we've won 4 in a row at home. So we seem to be reasonable at home at the moment. Even though Brighton are just behind us, they're challenging us for Europa League / Champions League. They're very good, Brighton. But just because of our good home form, I'm going to be confident, and for the video as well. And I'm going to say we're going to beat Brighton 2-0. But it won't be comfortable. Brighton are good.
Now we move to Wolves versus Chelsea. Now, Chelsea sacked Graham Potter. Only 7 months in charge at Chelsea. They said he would be given time. He was not given time. No, he was not. Todd Bowley got too annoyed with Graham Potter and shoved him out the door. I don't know who we're going to bring in. Chelsea fans, comment down below who you think will come in to replace Graham Potter at that job. And Wolves under Julian Lopetegui, very good Wolves. End up on a fight. In Chelsea, I've heard that Chelsea only scored 30 goals the whole season. They can't score a goal, Chelsea, at the moment. But Wolves, on the other hand, can. 2-1 Wolves, I'm going to go. And to heap more pressure on, not to heap more pressure, but to put pressure on Chelsea now. And the boys, what are you saying in this game?
Wolves against Chelsea. Now, we know how Chelsea have spent all that money, like 500 million plus, and they've been poor, and they're mid-table, and they can't seem to score goals, and they're conceding goals, and they're just awful this season. But I do think they've got a bright future. The talent they've brought in, I think next season or the season after, they're going to win something big, whether it's the Champions League or the Prem or the Cups. They're going to get there. So, Chelsea fans, I don't like Chelsea at all, but you know what? Hold in there, hang in there, sorry. You will do well, because the players you've got are insane. You just got to give them time to gel. And they're away to a team like Wolves who are struggling. They're close to going down as well, but I don't think they will go down. Their squad is too solid, I think. They're secure in the Prem, I think, at the moment and for the next couple of years. and I'm just going to keep it all square. I'm just going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Now we move to Southampton versus Man City. I mean, is there much time to spend in this? Is there much conversation? Is there much conversation in this game? Probably not. Forwarding Man City. Well, all Man City need to do is just keep winning and keep putting the pressure on Chelsea on Arsenal. For not Man City and the boys. What are you saying in this game?
Southampton against Man City, and even though Southampton can still stay up, they're bottom of the league, and I think they're the bottom place team. I think they're there to stay. I think they're going to go down. Look, fair play to them, but they've just not got the quality anymore. They've been in the Prem for such a long time, and I think now they're going to go down. But look, I think they could come back up again, but I think they're going to go down this season anyway. And Man City, I'm hoping they can catch up to Arsenal, even though Arsenal are the favourites. There's no reason why City can't catch up. But I don't know. But I do think City are going to win this game. I do. I think City will win 3-1.
Now we move to Leeds United versus Crystal Palace. Now Leeds are in that relegation fight. Palace are in it. Palace. You say Palace are in it as well, but they are eking away a bit. But Leeds need it. Leeds need it more. Leeds are good at home. I'm gonna go with goal fest. 3-2 Leeds United. Yes, Roy Hodgson in his first game won. Second game he'll lose it. 3-2 Crystal Palace. And the boys, what are you saying in this game?
Leeds against Crystal Palace, and Palace were sort of fighting for survival. They still are, but they're like out of the 7 struggling teams or whatever, they're like at the top of that. So Palace will be safe. You know, I'm confident with that. They've got a lovely, solid team. Leeds, I thought they were going to go down, but they're popping off with these random wins every so often. I think Leeds, it's close. I think they could go down, but you know what? I think they could stay up, and I think they will. I think they're right for the Premier League because of their fans. They're so good, and they go mad all the time. And I just think with this game, it's so hard to call it. It's so close. It means more for Leeds at the moment than Palace because Palace are more comfortable than Leeds, but Palace will want to get points as well. So I'm just going to go for a cracking 2-2 draw.
Now we move to the last game of game week 29. It is an absolute belter. It is Liverpool versus Arsenal. I mean, Liverpool 7 points off of top 4. 7 points from top 4. Not very good. If you're not very good, I can't see them getting top 4 this season with their form and their inconsistency. Arsenal, on the other hand, if Man City, when they will win it, Man City, that game's in Hampton. If they don't, then Arsenal title won then. But I do think that it will be an Arsenal. It'll be a tough game. It'll be a really tough game. But I think that Arsenal will just pinch it 2-1 to Arsenal. I think they will just have enough in this game. And the boys, what do you think in this game?
And the big game of the week, Liverpool against Arsenal. So obviously Arsenal are top of the league and they're like 5 points clear of Man City, and they're going to do it probably. They're the favourites, and it's annoying for me as a Spurs fan, but fair play, they've deserved it, and I think they're going to win it. But look, Man City are only 5 points behind them. Man City still have to play them at home, and I think they'll beat them at home. That'll make it a 2-point gap. And then City have easier fixtures than Arsenal. So I still think City can win the league, actually, to be honest. But if I was putting money on it, I'd put it on Arsenal because they're 5 points clear, simple as that. And they don't seem like they're going to drop points anytime soon. So, it's going to be a tough one for Arsenal. This is probably one of their hardest remaining fixtures because even though Liverpool are like mid-table, they've been poor, they do come up with moments against like big teams. Liverpool are just Liverpool. It's hard to go to Anfield and win. So I don't think Liverpool are going to beat Arsenal because of how good Arsenal have been, but I don't think Arsenal are going to win that game. I think this is where City close the gap a little bit and make it interesting. I'm going to go for Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. Banging game, but the points are shared. That's all the games. Sorry if I talked for like a minute per, fixture, but it's because it's getting very interesting now towards the end of the season, and I've not been on the predictions for a while, so I wanted to ramble quite a bit, but hopefully Dan managed to fit it all in. And thank you for having me on the channel for my predictions, Daniel. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you to everyone who's watching. Subscribe to Daniel, subscribe to me as well if you can, JoshRose123. And yeah, thank you for having me, and come on you Spurs. See ya.
And that will bring game week 29 to an end. Thank you all very much for watching. Now, as you're seeing us right now, I should be at Watford versus Huddersfield Town in the EFL Championship. So the vlog on that, literally, either 3 hours after this goes, after like this, like 4 hours after this one goes up, or Thursday and Saturday morning. Keep an eye on the channel page for that, and I'll see you on Wednesday I'll see you Friday or Saturday morning for that video, but after that I'll see you all on Wednesday for the Europa League. I'll see you all Champions League back on Monday and Tuesday night, so I'll see you all Monday for the Europa League, for the Champions League last 16, for the quarterfinals, first legs, and Wednesday for the Europa League second legs. Until then, boys, have a good week. Happy Easter for Maury. Happy Easter, boys, and peace.